Rap is out of control.
DP, director of photography, Dilated Peoples DP. Our logo is the eye. It's just how we see each other, how we see the world. We've always been kind of driven, like our last album was a photo lens of our logo cracking, and it's just following suit. We all take pictures. The album packaging is like photos we took and photos we took of each other.
Nice.
So it all comes together. Yeah, it's just like it doesn't sound like a rap title. I like that. You know what I mean? It just sounds like something different. But it's dope. I think that was a great title for us. Diamond D's on it. That's crazy for us. That's the first time working with Diamond. First time we worked with Ninth Wonder.
Nice.
And then like Babu and I did the majority of it, which is the first time we've done that also. So like we shaped the sound, and then when we went to get other people, we knew what we were looking for more than just starting with an Alchemist track and trying to build it around that. Not that that's a bad thing.
Not at all.
But this one is dope because it's like, for the first time you kind of hear the album go, who did that one? Oh, Ninth did that? Damn. Oh, I thought, it's like, it's kind of like everyone fell into what we were trying to do. Even Alchemist come with the big drums and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, Alchemist, Premier, me and Babu, Jake One, Ninth Wonder, Oh No, did a solo song for Rocka that's crazy. And Twiz the Beat Pro.
Bravo
from Sid Rome's. Just usual suspects. When you're doing an album with no budget and you're doing it because you want to, not because you have to, and all this stuff, you just find out who genuinely comes through and who doesn't. You know what I mean? You'd be surprised. Things change. You know what I mean? And so anyone on the record came to our spot. We did the album on a handheld mic. Everyone recorded. Nobody. It was like the whole album. Every guest did it too. You know what I mean? So that was tight. We got Defari, had to have that.
Right.
Really good.
We got Sick Jackin from Psycho Realm.
Nice.
Had to have that. We got Vince Staples.
Nice.
Been working with him, upcoming out of LA, killing shit right now in a major way.
Mm-hmm.
And we got Gang Green, Alchemist, and Ono rapping.
Dope.
So yeah, it's like family shit.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we got the legendary posse cut for iTunes bonus with Babu Beat, and we got Fashion, Rhapsody, Rocka and I, Damo Genesis, Odd Future, Vinny Paz, and Action Bronson.
We stood back for a minute and gave each other whatever space was necessary to get it going, and then we just kind of caught a vibe. We figured out like, we want to go in there and do this, let's do it right. And we didn't put any pressure on ourselves as far as a particular timeline or timetable. We just knew that, only pressure we put on ourselves was like to ring it out and not leave anything out that we wanted to be on there. Everything there is there for a reason. It's deliberate. So yeah.
With that said, it wasn't all easy either. It wasn't just like, it just all fell in the pocket. It was.
So what
like,
was that time like saying, let's start an album, and then it actually,
like we made a good song. We made one song, and then it was like, okay, we got one, and then we used that as like the nothing can be weaker than that, like setting the standard for the album. And then we didn't beat that for a minute, and then we started to beat that, and then we went on tour, and then Step Brothers happened, or things. It just, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like just everything was lining up right away, and then we kind of had to like hook up every day and go through the process of hanging out every day a little bit. It's we've been a group for this whole time, and we've gone to Europe every year and seen each other for a couple of weeks, but it was different when you got to be in the same room every day until it's done, no matter what, and so that was the awakening for me a little bit. And it was like, okay, this is not going to just flow like whatever. So it was the first album where we didn't record 16 songs, and those are the 16 songs you got. We did 20 something and cut, and then kept lyrics from certain ones and put them over here, and did a lot of like.
That's great.
Yeah, it was really like, it was mind wrecking for a while, and then we had the big issue. Babu and I talking about it, rock a little bit, but Babu and I like great debating over it. Like, what do? We came out in 2006. If you haven't followed us in our solo endeavors, that's cool. And so if you haven't, do we make something that sounds more like now and jump over that whole curve and pretend that everyone evolved with us? Or do we consciously work back towards 2007 and try to pick up where we left off? And it was like this weird thing and we never got the answer, but when I listened to it, I feel like we landed somewhere in the middle, because
we just come from like a classic line. Like we were raised right with the people that we grew up around, like gave us the right knowledge, the right bars, the right light early. So it's just a part of who we are. When we get in the studio, there's like a responsibility to ourselves to keep things at a certain level. At the same time, like we're all individuals, we have different tastes, we hang out socially in different circles, and Ev might be listening to satellite radio or hanging out with these young wildcats from LA. I'm at a Zulu meeting with the Rocksteady cats. I'm out here probably. I'm out here. You know what I mean? You already know how it is, Eclipse. Rocksteady crew, happy anniversary to my people. Babu's hanging out with a bunch of, DJ tech nerds and doing whatever he does at the, but it's just we bring these things together, and there was a point where there were a lot of arguments as far as what particular sound we're gonna go with, or
right.
Is this progressive enough, or is this sound like we're trying to do throwback music, whatever, like he said. And ultimately I think we just landed in where we should have landed, which is in honesty. Like, this is what the song that we wanted to make sounds like today.
Exactly. I mean, you guys gotta please yourself first before anyone else. And it's like, if you're gonna make something that doesn't sound like you, then it's like then it's gonna sound like you're trying to fit in.
Right.
You shouldn't have to do that.
I think if you just the nature of chasing trends and nature of following a style or a trend is to be behind it. Like, you don't chase from the front. You know what I mean? Like, so if you you're trying to follow a trend or follow what's going on, you're always going to be behind it just by virtue of what it is.
No doubt.